Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. I'm Brian Anderson. With me tonight, Grant Hill and Richard Jefferson, with Allie LaForce joining us courtside. Now a moment to take a look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it's been trending for Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, clearly his offensive output has been on a bit of a decline. Now, that could point to a lot of things, but mostly I think he's just putting his focus elsewhere on the floor, looking for other ways to help out his team.
Looking at the starting five for Boston. Their backcourt, Pritchard and White. At the forward spots, the talented pair of Brown and Tatum. And it's Vucevic in at the five. And for Cleveland, the twin towers, Mobley and Allen, the combo inside. Mitchell and Strus are out on the wings. And it's Harden in at the point guard position. We know things can get heated between these two, Grant. No love lost in this matchup.
Man, that competitive fire, it grows when you're in the same conference. You get to see each other so often. You know, B.A., I think we're in for some good theater in this one.
Offline with a three. White against Mobley. White, the pass to Tatum. Vucevic, a screen on Mitchell. There's Tatum with the three. Drops in the three.
Good job by Tatum to exploit the space just outside the arc.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey there, I was able to talk with Kenny Atkinson for a minute. We talked about his approach in guarding Jason Tatum. He said, we want to crowd Tatum right from the jump and prevent him from getting into an early rhythm, especially from deep. Because when his three-point shot is falling, it opens up the rest of his game. Back to you guys.
Okay, thanks, Allie. So it's Boston now, following the score by Cleveland. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Brown for three. Cavaliers with a rebound. They defeated Detroit in their last game.
And that one, the other team could not keep up with them offensively. They were prolific.
And on top of probably having the better talent, they never let up. Great effort, great win.
Outside, Brown. And he goes right over Donovan Mitchell and slams it down.
Showing off his pure athleticism, Brown with a memorable finish.
What a sensational move captured from the Connected Cam, sponsored by AT&T. For Cleveland, they've gone 1 for 3 so far. And with Jaylen Brown on the wing, he feels like any given night he has the advantage in his matchup.
He's either too fast for the big guys or too strong for the small guys. That's the problem. He is a handful on both ends of the floor also.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Brown with a screen. Fires for three. Tatum can't hit. For Cleveland, they've gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Pass to Mobley. And here's Strus outside. It's hauled in by White. Boston has gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Tatum, a screen on Mobley. And here's Brown for three. Strus grabs the miss.
That is not a guy you want to allow open looks for rain. Lucky for the defense, he just couldn't get it to go.
Harden surveying the D. Takes the three. And there's Strus. That one's good. On the assist by Harden.
It turns out Harden was the bait that time, freeing up a shooter on the perimeter.
So it's Boston now. It's a three-point game. Brown, a screen on Mobley. Down low. Off target at the rim.
Slow going for him this quarter. The defense putting up a good fight.
Outside for Mitchell. The three ball. It's another three for Cleveland.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. He's checked in for Allen, and it's Tyson in for Strus. Boston making a switch here. .146 left in the first. Picked by Vucevic. Can they get it? He drops it from range. Tatum's got 6 points.
An accurate shooter from distance. Tatum's teammates want him to keep looking to pull the trigger.
Harden misses. Celtics trail by 3. It's Brown on the wing. Checked by Mitchell. That's good on the jumper. Brown's got his second basket.
That's a guy you want taking shots. A quality offensive player.
Harden from outside. Buries it from 3.
Come on, that lefty stroke of James Harden. He's so pretty.
And Tatum's got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. You know, last game they matched up with the Mavs. A tough loss there.
Defensively, they weren't up to the task. Didn't play as a cohesive unit, and it really hurt them.
Well, they looked like they were asleep on that end of the floor. No one was talking. No one was paying attention. It was rough.
And their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
The Celtics have gone 4 of 9 in this one so far. On the wing, Tatum. 27 seconds left in the first. Puts up a 3. Knocks down the triple. He's got 9.
His accuracy is on another level this quarter. Really high-quality shooting.
Harden from outside. Hauser grabs the board. Brown scanning the floor. He got it up. A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Cleveland on top, leading by 3. And the second quarter is on its way when we return. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And a chance for a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for Cleveland.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
They've also been quick to set up their teammates, wasting no time making the extra pass for the open look.
Celtics trail by 3. On the court for the Celtics. Second quarter underway. They've got Peyton Pritchard, and it's Shireman in at the shooting guard position. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use 2 hands next time. He knows where he is. Here's Schroeder. After the basket by Boston. Allen a screen. And he drives in from behind the arc. Sure, from 3-point range. Merrill's got his first 3 points of the game.
When guys are moving the ball, sharing it, it makes the game so much more fun, both as a player and as a fan.
Inside, here's Tatum, and down it goes. Dunked it through off a beautiful setup.
Such confidence as a passer. He hits guys in stride and makes it look easy.
And you might think the toughest picks are set by the bruisers. But some say the shooters actually set the best screens. Why is that?
Well, the guy guarding a shooter doesn't want to leave their side. So when they screen you, you get no help.
Hauser, that's good.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
And so now a timeout called by Kenny Atkinson. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan.
Okay, everyone, look who's running onto the court. Your Cavs powerhouse champions.
a different look for Cleveland. Strus comes in for Wade. And it's Harden in for Schroeder. Brown, he's checked in for Boston. Derek White comes in for Shireman. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Here's Tyson. Here's Allen. Queta pulls it in.
Great anticipation defensively. They were keyed in on him and ready to pounce.
Here's Brown, and it's rejected. Merrill outside. With the floater. He's off on that one. And so it's Brown with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. They trail by 1. It's the second game of 3 on the road. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Brian. Jared Allen has an inquisitive nature. Whether it's cooking, gardening, reading, or basketball, he's a sponge. Allen said, quote, "I love going through life, seeing things and learning about it no matter what it is. It's just trying to improve my skill set in anything and enjoy it." Guys, back to you.
He's got that curiosity. Allie, appreciate the report.
All right, here we go.
That one drops. He ties it up.
Every team in this league wants a Jaylen Brown, a tremendous two-way wing, and boy, Brown can put up giant offensive numbers.
And now they lead as the free throw drops in for him. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Tipped. And the layup is good off the glass. Strus has got 5 now. For Boston, they've gotten 3 of 4 field goals in the second quarter. From a Division II college player to earning a big free agent contract, Max Strus. What a story, Richard.
Yeah, he went undrafted in 2019, and then he signs a 4-year, $63 million deal with the Cavs. And he has earned every single dollar. And he continues to cast away, but the results just haven't been there tonight.
Outside, Brown. Look at Brown, getting it done inside.
Ooh, that's a slick move off the deck. Brown finds ways to free himself up.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Pass to Strus. Here's Allen. Boston pulls it in. The Cavs beat them last time when they met in Cleveland.
And while they were favored to win, they ran into a buzzsaw. Ultimately came up just a little short.
Here's Queta. He's averaging about 6 points per game. 5 to shoot. Left side, Brown. Over Strus. And it's off the back of the rim. No good.
And even though he hasn't been himself, it hasn't affected his team too much. They've still got the lead.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. Checked in for the Cavs. Mitchell comes in for Merrill. Boston also changing it up. Garza's checked in for Hauser. And it's Jason Tatum in for Pritchard. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And out of bounds, the Cavs will take it.
Wow.
Okay, a chance to look at some numbers for Sam Merrill.
And over the last 5 games, his field goal percentage has increased. And you can make a case his confidence as well because of this.
Nance, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Harden finds Strus. Brown against Mitchell. Back to Strus. Cleveland working the ball around now. Shot clock at 6. Strus picks up the loose ball, but he was in the backcourt. They'll give it up. Thanks for that great view, courtesy of the AT&T Connected Cam. For the Cavaliers, Jared Allen, he's checked in for Nance, and Evan Mobley subbed in for Tyson. .102 left in the first half of basketball. Brown passes to Queta. Oh, and there's a one-hand jam.
Did you see that? Look at the elevation on that dunk, B.A.
Man, he just cocked it back and fired it down with one hand. The Cavaliers trail by 3. Mitchell feeling it out a bit. Shoots off the step back, and that's good. Off the glass that time. Mitchell's got 7.
I love seeing guys use the mid-range. Mitchell, that's just some smart basketball.
Pass to Garza. Outside Tatum. Three-pointer. Mobley grabs the board.
The battle of the boards has been something to watch.
And here's Mitchell. Back to Harden. And the Cavaliers get another bucket right there.
This is Harden's mindset. Consistent at attacking and looking to shoot off the catch.
Outside Tatum. And a miss there on the triple. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Cavaliers ahead. They're up by 1. Let's send it courtside and check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
I'm joined by Coach Mazzulla. Joe, what was the focus out there offensively?
We just got to fight for our spacing. We have to fight the screen. We have to fight to create advantages. It's 2 great teams playing against each other, and you're going to have to earn it. And so we just got to do a better job creating separation on the offensive end and fight for our great spacing.
Seems like an easy fix. Thanks, Coach.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the third quarter right after this.
Welcome, everybody. And as we start to work our way through the season, a sneak peek at the Rookie of the Year race. And let's do something we never, ever, ever do, and that's go off topic.
What topic?
So we don't have a topic, Shaq?
Isn't that a topic, being off topic?
Well, that was more no topic than off topic, but that's all the time we have for this topic, thankfully. And moving on to the Cavaliers' first half. It's a close one through 2 quarters.
Their offense is flowing. Guys are getting into their spot. The ball is finding them. Great execution so far, guys.
I'd say our halftime show is going just as smoothly. Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum. Man, is he getting it done today?
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. Mitchell and Strus are out on the wings. Mobley and Allen patrol the paint for him. And it's Harden in at the 1 spot. And that's the group for Kenny Atkinson as we begin the second half.
And that's probably his most dangerous weapon. Tatum just has a smooth jumper.
Well, Richard, some stars are the system, but Jason Tatum is often admired as a selfless system player.
Yeah, Jason enjoys being a piece of the greater puzzle. He doesn't have to have everything run through him, and I know that makes his teammates happy.
Here's Brown after Cleveland's three-pointer on the other end.
There's that leaping ability. Brown, he just gets up so easy.
Harden from outside. Hauled in by Brown.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Oh, Brown gonna... Whoa! Brown with a huge slam.
Trading the lead back and forth, neither side is willing to back down.
I've been on the edge of my seat courtside. Man, this has been a barn burner.
And so now a timeout called by Kenny Atkinson.
Nice.
He might have seen something he needs to review with his guys.
Let's see those moves. Everybody get down. Let's be there.
Best since the All-Star break in steals. The Cavs, 4th.
As the season goes on, their defenders have only gotten more confidence, eagerly attacking the ball handlers and being as disruptive as possible.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. The Cavaliers trying to make the most of their championship window. All-star Donovan Mitchell said, quote, "What I've learned is that this isn't forever. We're not invincible. You have to appreciate this because it doesn't come around too often. Not every locker room is like this." BA?
Connected and driven. Allie, we appreciate the report. Boston with the ball. After the basket by Cleveland. Oh, through contact. White gets the finish.
Wow, they're really being taken advantage of defensively out there. No rim protection whatsoever.
Three-pointer, Harden knocks down the long J. Harden's got 6 in the quarter.
A nice start to the second half. They've made 3 out of their first 4 shots coming out of the break.
Mobley against Tatum. Picked by Vucevic. The 3 is up. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Tatum with the 3. Tatum's got 14 points.
Taking matters into his own hands. Tatum gets those 3 points back in a hurry.
Beyond the arc. Tatum pulls it in. The Celtics have gone an impressive 5 of 5 so far in the third quarter. Brown passes to Vucevic. And stolen by Mobley. Strus against Tatum. Tatum with a steal. Pass to Vucevic. Here's White.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
A minute 58 left in the third quarter. And again, Boston with the triple.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
Now here's Mitchell. He's got 9. Cleveland again missing. Boy, the offense has been on point.
They have great timing and great communication. So hard to get stops against them.
Brown passes to Vucevic. And Vucevic slams it in.
Love to see Brown facilitate out of the pick and roll, and I'm sure his coach feels the same way.
And so now a timeout called by Kenny Atkinson. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Making a switch here. Tyson's checked in, and the Celtics also making a change. Hauser, he's checked in for Derek White. We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. Pass to Tyson. No good. The dry spell continues. Now here's Tatum. Outside, Brown. Back to Tatum. Oh, look at Tatum going to work inside.
They're really working the paint now.
And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Cavaliers. 9-point game. Here's Mobley. Outside for Harden. Pritchard with a steal. Here's Brown. That's his 6th make in 11 tries.
Yeah, showing a little versatility with their offensive attack. In the first half, it was about the 3-ball. In the second half, they've emphasized interior scoring.
Harden with a bucket.
Their spacing isn't quite as good as it was in the first half. They may need to hit more threes to stretch that defense.
On the wing, Tatum, covered by Mobley. Fires the 3, and the rebound goes to Cleveland. Allen's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Mitchell. Buries the jump shot. Mitchell's got 4 points in the quarter.
This is what makes Mitchell such a tough cover, skilled at sticking it right off the dribble.
Here's Brown. Missed inside. With 1 on the clock. That one doesn't drop. And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. It's the Celtics up 7. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
You've got to admire the vision just as much as the accuracy. Not many players can even spot that pass.
Fourth quarter action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. The Cavaliers trail by 7. So the Celtics 5 right now. White and Brown are the wingmen. Then it's Sam Hauser, and it's Queta in at the 5. The shot by Merrill, no good. Boston's gotten 6 of 13 shots to go from outside the arc. And he banks in the layup. And the Celtics lead by 9.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Pass to Wade. And here's Harden. Fires from deep. That shot off. Outside, Brown. And count the basket.
Nice, and
he
one.
was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. All right, guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for Boston?
They've been defending with excellent anticipation all game long. Just look at how many times they've managed to get their hands on the ball.
And they've also been so active defensively, getting deflections, forcing turnovers, and scoring off of them.
Here's Merrill trying to make up ground here.
And with plenty of time left, you want to play with urgency, but not desperation.
Cleveland working the ball around now. Wade, the pass to Strus. To the right side. 6 to shoot. Cleveland needs to get off a shot. Wade, that's good.
They're going at it on offense. Neither team backing down.
Man, this has been a fun one, but look, who doesn't love a high-scoring game?
Here's Gonzalez. They set the pick to the middle. And it's Harden who pulls down the rebound. Cleveland has got 7 of their 16 three-point attempts to go in.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. Cleveland. Allen, he's checked in for Wade. Evan Mobley comes in for Tyson. And Mitchell subbed in for Merrill. Boston making a switch here. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Over the break, I listened in on Joe Mazzulla's huddle. Coach had a direct message for the team saying no matter the lead, no NBA game is ever over. Do not let your guard down. We'll see if they hold on.
As always, Allie, we thank you. Outside Tatum. Launches it. Tatum! Money from deep.
And another one. That's 5 total threes on the night from him so far.
Mitchell. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Vucevic.
Wow.
For 3.
Down in the score, you can see they're pressing a little, particularly from range. He made a 3 back in the first half, but that's it. We'll see if he can find his stroke.
Yes! Using that window!
Doing exactly what you expect. Vooch setting a solid screen that gets things going.
Harden fires! And the 3 misses. Boston leading by 13. Tatum with it. Here's the pass to Brown. Ready off the pass. He lays it in.
They've been very well-rounded and extremely focused.
Yeah, not just an impressive showing on offense, but on defense as well, executing their game plan perfectly.
Now here's Mobley. Here's Harden. Mitchell outside. 3 ball, Donovan Mitchell.
And this is what we've come to expect from Mitchell. He is just a monster offensively.
Brown on the wing. A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by in the fourth.
Absolutely ruthless. He's not about to start showing mercy now.
This is what you expect from him, just coming alive and dominating in effortless fashion here in the fourth.
Harden, Strus, misses the three.
And he might have thrown himself off when he saw how much space he had from three.
Brown. Oh, ho, ho! That's a man on a mission right there.
And they were really able to find the mismatches they wanted and exploit those all night. Great execution from the players and coaching staff for the Celtics.
Well, Grant, I don't know if there was one deciding factor in this game, but I'd say shooting accuracy if I had to choose.
Agreed, B.A. They really went after quality looks and shot the ball with confidence.
And their efforts tonight pushed them to 41 wins on the year so far.
They were well prepared coming in and showed a real competitive streak.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Jaylen Brown.
He came up with a bucket every time they needed him to. Great effort on offense, and he was a difference maker.
And Cleveland has possession, following the three by Boston. The three from Mitchell. And another miss by Cleveland. And it's the Celtics ball. They're on a 19-7 run. Now Brown. Tatum a screen on Strus. This one for three. He can't hit that time. So we see the Celtics taking the W here. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a miracle that never came.
Yeah, and this team was consistent throughout. They met every challenge, and they earned this dub.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for being with us. And now let's take a look at our player of the game, Jaylen Brown.
Down 4, manning the middle. Number 1, Victor Wembanyama.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's presentation of Noche La NBA, an annual tradition in the NBA, celebrating diversity and culture, and always a pleasure to bring it to you. Alongside Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, I'm Kevin Harlan. Allie LaForce will be our reporter tonight on the sideline. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Jaylen Brown.
And you can never fully predict these long-term trends, but it's apparent that the production has been on the decline here a bit. That doesn't mean it will stay that way. And look, so many ways he can impact the team as well. Not always just about the scoring.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. The wing pairing, it's White and Brown. Vucevic is out there with Tatum, and it's Pritchard in at the point guard position. And for San Antonio, filling the perimeter spots are Castle and Vassell. And it's Fox. Then there's Wembanyama. And it's Champagnie in at power forward position. And Wembanyama throws it down.
Watch out. Wembanyama hammering that one home.
You know, Stan, you look at Wembanyama's frame. Does he need to get any stronger? Put on more muscle, more bulk?
Well, Kevin, of course he could use to improve on his strength. But he's strong enough right now to be one of the best players in the league. We've seen that, but as he gets older, a lot of that strength's just going to come naturally. The scary thing is for coaches and players around the league, not on his team, this guy's just going to keep getting better.
Here's Pritchard. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Castle against Pritchard. Fox, no good. We play just over a minute here in the first. Brown deciding where to go with it. And Brown throws it down.
Great call having Brown run pick and roll. He is so confident with the ball in his hands.
Here's Fox. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. The Celtics have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Now Pritchard. Three-pointer. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, a sharp start for them. 3 of 4 from the field.
Pass to Champagnie. To end the run. Boston grabs the miss. Coming into this having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
Yeah, they were able to maintain focus in a hostile environment, and that led to taking shots that made sense.
Well, and it's one thing to get the shots you want. It's another to make them. They've got good scorers on this team.
Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
A model of consistency, Stan, for many years, Vucevic.
Yeah, look, Vucevic has been scoring, rebounding, and passing at a high level really since he's come into this league. One of the most skilled big men in the league and sort of a model for the next guys that have come around.
And it's Vassell in the corner. San Antonio again missing. Boston leading by 8. Pritchard with the ball. Tatum on the wing. There's the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Tatum's got his second basket of the night.
Boy, that was quick. Already out to a double-digit lead.
Yeah, incredible play on both ends of the floor. There may be too big of a gap here.
And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. So it's both teams making substitutions here. As we know, late in the year, Coach, more eyes are drawn to games around the NBA.
Yeah, Kevin, I talked to fans in the East who stay up late to watch Pacific Division matchups, interest always builds as that postseason picture starts to come into focus.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Barnes finds Wembanyama. Good, and it's Barnes picking up the assist. Wembanyama's got 5.
And I like when Wembanyama is aggressive on offense because defenses feel helpless to stop it.
Vucevic setting the pick for Tatum. No good from outside. Spurs trail by 8. Over in the corner, Barnes. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
An emerging part of his game. Johnson's becoming a better playmaker.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Barnes against Tatum. Pass to Hauser. Brown outside. Shoots over Johnson. Brown, good.
Well, you got to know the scouting report on Brown. He's solid cashing in from the mid-range.
Harper against Gonzalez. Here's Wembanyama. Wembanyama throws it down.
And we talk about how Wembanyama makes the wow plays. Wow.
Just a terrific perspective of that dunk from the Connected Cam, brought to you by AT&T. .40 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Vucevic, well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
Here's Johnson, and it's off the back rim, no good.
Just strong work defensively there in the low post. You got to be tough down in the paint.
Yeah, that's an outstanding defensive stand in close.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
Here's Harper. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Strong footwork from the rookie. Harper able to get the better of the defense there.
Vucevic setting the pick for Tatum. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. It's the Celtics. They're up by 8. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast. As the second quarter getting going right now. And the Celtics, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
I know it's early, but all those three-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And with each made 3, their confidence continues to build. Their opposition might want to change their approach to try to slow them down.
Celtics leading by 8. And stand on defense. The Celtics content to play the percentages.
Yeah, look, the Celtics want to deny threes, free throws, and layups. If you beat them shooting 2-point jump shots, they'll live with it. But can they force more turnovers?
On the floor for Boston, they've got Sam Hauser. And it's Shireman in at the 2. Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up.
Oh, come on.
Thanks, guys. Well, the Spurs are on the rise. Victor Wembanyama said, quote, I've been on board since day one. We know it's not going to be a straight line. There will be ups and downs. This is not easy, but I'm very confident in the will that my guys have. The long term is never being questioned. Back over to you.
They'll get there for sure.
Nice.
All right, Allie, thank you for the report.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. checked in for Boston. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. To take a look at the Spurs, advantage in one series.
And checking out San Antonio, this season has been, it's been solid. But they just need to maintain their place in the standings and get 100% prepared here for the postseason.
Well, look, they've performed to expectations, but I think this team can take it to another level if they get rolling.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
I know some would classify Derek White as underrated. Stan, what's your read on him?
Well, Kevin, I would say he was underrated for a long time, but now I think we've all gotten smarter, and we all realize Derek White is one of the best guards in this league, period. I don't think he's underrated anymore, and I just think it took us a long time to catch up with how good he is.
And so it's Boston with it. After the three-pointer from Keldon Johnson. Pass to Garza. Barnes grabs the miss. Spurs trail by 7. Johnson attacking. Three-pointer, Fox. There's Cornette. Lays it up and banks it in.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass. And that's one of the things he brings to the table.
White inside. Guarded by Fox. It's deflected. Johnson in the corner. Offline with his three. And so it's Pritchard with it. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Their last encounter was in Boston.
And it's going to come down to effort tonight. Last time they met each other, they were demolished on the boards, and that rebounding difference led to a sizable loss.
Yeah, it wasn't their finest hour or finest 2 hours. It has to be a matter of pride for them this time.
Now here's Johnson. A 17-point game for him in the win against Houston. Here's Hauser. Guarded by Fox. There's the screen. To the inside. Hayden.
Oh, come on.
Spurs trail by 5.
What's going on?
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And the speed of De'Aaron Fox. Wow. GA, he gets up the court in a hurry.
And you combine his water bug quickness with the towering size of Wembanyama. It's a 1-2 punch that promises to confound opponents for years to come.
And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Boston. Brown comes in for Pritchard. These are the teams that have been really dominant in the paint so far this season. The Spurs second.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
He's off on the first. You can be sure, GA, that as the Spurs build this team, there will be no shortcuts.
Well, they're surely eyeing that group 8 hours north in OKC. Another young core that's not going anywhere. If the Spurs want to contend, the standard's been set.
He hits the second from the line. So, Stan, when it comes to preparing your team for a game, as a coach, what are the main things you're trying to get across?
Well, look, Kevin, I think the main things is you've got to decide what the main things are. And when you've got maybe an hour to prepare a team for a game, they're not going to be able to go through everything you would like them to know. But you got to decide. You got to prioritize. These are the 2 or 3 things we've got to get done tonight, and you've got to have a clear understanding of those.
And here's Tatum for 3. Here's Queta. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. Queta's got 6.
Well, after a bad start, he looks like a different player right now.
Whoops, they pick off the pass. Tatum kicks to Brown. A rebound by the Spurs.
And we talk about the importance of protecting the rim. Right there, outstanding. Well, that's a breakdown defensively. Can't afford to give him those kind of looks.
Boston's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. White the pass to Queta, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
And that one misses. Harper, he's checked in for Fox. Good on the second free throw. There's 25 seconds left in the first half of the game. White against Harper. 11 seconds left in the first half of basketball. No good from 11 feet. And here is Brown. Shoots over Harper. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to
Nah, that went in on time.
Replay on. And the teams are going to have to
That went in on time.
The previous play is under review.
Shot off in time.
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear-cut on the instant replay. I mean, the ball was out of his hands in time. I think they'll confirm this one pretty quickly.
After the review, the ruling on the floor is overturned.
They're going to switch the call. There is no doubt, looking at the replay, that he got it off in time.
Well, it's good they decided to take another look at it. I know some folks don't like how replay slows the game down and interrupts the flow, but when you have it there, you got to use it.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Celtics lead by 5. And Allie LaForce has got something now for us from the floor. Allie, take it away.
Jalen, a strong defensive effort thus far. What do you guys need to improve on in the second half?
To be honest, it could be a little better. We could all be a little better, especially me. Made a little bit of mistakes in the first half, so second half we got to clean it up.
You set the bar high, guys.
Thank you, Allie, for that. And folks, we'll be back with you after this short halftime break. So don't go away.
And get ready for the Van Half-Court shot from the screen. Here's the shot. Let's hear it for the participants.
Thanks for being here. Let's kick things off with a check on the NBA Players of the Week. For the Western Conference, Nikola Jokic.
For the Joker, last laugh is typically on the opponent. No one has been able to slow him down lately. Also, on and off the court, his leadership has been great for this team.
And turning our attention to the first half of our game tonight, bit of a tough start for the Spurs.
You can see their offense flowing tonight, especially in transition. Maybe all those extra practice drills are paying off.
Their coaching staff has to be pleased with the pace. That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more hoops action.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum getting it done today.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
Boston leading by 5. And Craig, with Stephon Castle winning the 2025 Rookie of the Year award, the Spurs went back-to-back in that category.
Yeah, of course, Victor Wembanyama winning that same award in 24. Just more confirmation that these Spurs are building something special.
Fox and Castle are their guards. Then there's Devin Vassell. Then there's Wembanyama. And it's Champagnie in at the 4. That's the San Antonio 5. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, Victor Wembanyama drawing fans league-wide. Pacers coach Rick Carlisle proclaimed, "I've never seen a player like this. I'm in awe of his talent, his size, his aptitude for the game, his skill, his feel, you name it. And in due time, it's very possible that he will be the face of world basketball." Back to you.
Yeah, he's taken over. All right, Allie, as always, we thank you. Now here's Vucevic. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Here's White. Releases from the wing and drills it. Now it's a 7-point Boston lead.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Fox, no good.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
White looking around. Right side Tatum fires the 3. Wembanyama with the rebound. San Antonio's gotten the 3-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. Shoots a fader. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
This is not how they wanted to start the second half. Just 1 of 5 so far.
Tatum setting the pick for Pritchard.
Tatum gets it inside. Yeah, no question, Tatum can take over a game at a moment's notice.
Fox against Pritchard. Fox passes to Wembanyama. They need this. And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
Yeah, this is when they need to lean on him more. Get him the ball and let him build some momentum.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out.
For Jaylen Brown. They've gotten some big performances from him since the All-Star break. He's getting around 16 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. But that's just part of the picture. His defensive presence goes beyond the stat sheet.
Yeah, his true impact on the defensive end cannot be measured by stats.
Now here's Brown. 8 points for him. Wembanyama with the rebound.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good look. Just couldn't find the mark.
Pass to Castle. For three, Vassell. And he's good on the 3-ball. And now just a 4-point Celtic lead.
Yeah, nice shot by Vassell. Really good 3-point shooting.
Vucevic setting the pin for Tatum. There's Tatum's range on display.
Well, he's a reason why they're winning right now. He's been efficient offensively, and his confidence continues to grow.
Lots of players do it, Coach, but what is the best part of Jason Tatum's game, in your opinion?
Wow, now that's a tough question, Kevin, because this guy can do it all. I would say what the best part of Tatum's game is, he can create whatever shot he needs at any given time. He's got the ball handling skills and the shot making ability to get where he needs to go and then finish the play. And that's good decision making by Brown in the pick and roll. He'll make the right read more often than not.
And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. With a fresh 5 on the floor. Celtics making a switch here. .104 left to play in the third. Kornet finds Olynyk. Pritchard against Harper. Down low. Kornet. That falls. Nice feed that time from Harper. Kornet's got his second bucket of the night.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Tatum on the wing. Covered by Johnson. Launches a three. Tatum shot is off.
Come on.
And they had some boxed coverage that turned into no coverage.
Here's Harper. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
This is why Harper's teammates and coaches encourage him to fire from that mid-range. They know how lethal he can be.
Now here's Tatum. And the dunk by Tatum.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Here's Johnson. That one misses. Here's Garza with 2 seconds left. No good at the rim. And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. Boston on top. They're up by 4. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his teammates.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the court right now for the Celtics. The wing pairing, it's White and Brown. Then there's Sam Hauser. And it's Queta in at the 5, roaming the paint.
A full speed attack at the rim. Foxy is lightning quick.
Here's Brown. Brown jams it in.
Well, check out Brown getting flashy. That'll get him fired up.
And a good-looking view of that throwdown from the AT&T Connected Cam. And so Fox will bring it up for the Spurs. Trailing by 4. Johnson with a screen on White. The kick out to Harper. Good, and it's Fox who picks up the assist. Fox has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Boston's gone 6 of 11 when they're taking the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. And here's Brown outside. Rebound by Olynyk. Diversified scoring in this one for him.
I love when everyone can get involved. A full team effort.
Boston shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in. Queta, the pass to Hauser. For the 3, connects from three-point range. And the Celtics lead by 4.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into crunch time.
And timeout called by Mitch Johnson. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team. Celtics making a switch here. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Over the last break, I listened in on Mitch Johnson's huddle. Coach wanted to see more urgency when it came to closing out on shooters. He said, quote, right now we're jogging at them on the perimeter. It needs to be a sprint to run them off the line. We'll see if the guys have it in them.
And Allie, thanks so much. A little over a minute and a half of the 4th quarter gone now. And Wembanyama with the flush.
Does he even have to jump? Do we have a vertical on Vic?
Here's Pritchard. The rebound by Champagnie.
I mean, come on. That's a shot you expect him to make.
Here's Vassell. No good. That would have tied it. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up with the Celtics. They've led by as many as 11 points. Brown sets a screen for Tatum. Drained from outside.
3 triples in the first half, 3 in the second. Boy, do they add up.
Fox against Pritchard. Outside, Vassell. No good from 3.
And that shot isn't the one they should be taking if they want to make this comeback happen.
Picked by Vucevic. Tatum. Whoa! Tatum stretching his range.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
So it's the Celtics now. After the basket by San Antonio. Jaylen Brown. Off target from outside. Spurs trail by 6. Fox fires. And the 3 misses. The Celtics have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Vucevic a screen on Vassell. It's Brown with the drive.
Well, that's excellent initiative by Brown. Seeing a lane open up and attacking.
Fox. Rebounded by Tatum.
That was a good look from the mid-range. He'd like to have that one back.
Vucevic setting the pick for Brown. And he does not hit. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter.
Well, Vassell managing to stay in total control in a clutch situation.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. Here's Pritchard. Tatum with the screen on Fox. Pritchard. He's off from 3.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
They trail by 6. And they double up Brown. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Puts up the 3. Knocks down the 3.
Lots of development work has gone into Brown's three-pointer.
Greg, their unselfish play has really been impressive.
They're trusting one another out there, wanting to get each other involved. This is great basketball.
And they double up Brown. Here's Tatum. Outside Brown. Now White. Takes the 3. Rebounded by Vassell. It's good. And so it's the Boston Celtics with the W. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. So let's go courtside where Allie LaForce is standing by with our player of the game. Allie.
Jason, with you guys being such a young team, how do you continue to improve to reach your potential?
We got to watch film. I mean, we did a lot of good things today. There's a lot of things we could have done better. And we just got to be focused, composed, and play with a lot of poise, and we'll be fine.
Poise normally comes with experience, but because you're so young, you're finding it early. Congrats.
As always, Allie, we appreciate it. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Allie LaForce, and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan. thanks so much for joining us here tonight. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Jason Tatum.